Previously on Tessie Teams. You descend into
madness.
Well, functionally speaking, yes, bureaucratic nightmare geometry.
Where do we start? Who has control of these verifiers?
There's two sets of documents. One set of documents transfers the Sooth from its original leader to someone named Viari. And then after Viari, and then once it's been transferred into Viari's name, there's a transfer of material ownership made on the verifiers to someone named Jim Dark Magic. It goes through a sequence of other names. The last of the names that it's transferred to is just a symbol. That the circle I, the last of these symbols, is Omen Drawn's house symbol. Behind you, a man dressed in a cleaner, more astute, sharper version of the High Admonisher's raiment. Basically comes in from the front room and stands by you. Can I help you with something?
Hello.
Are you where you shouldn't be? I mean, if you came in here with people and you didn't follow them.
I have not bonded well with my group enough that one of them would stay here and hang out with me.
He says, the reason I mention it is because what I'm about to do would have been much more difficult if they were here.
Time is the enemy, the past, it threatens the fastest weapon. You wouldn't make it past a second, and that's the question. Play it brash and reckless, or choose a cautious solution you thought was prudent. In any sepulchre, pulchritude will become the putrid. It's that wealth that I'm pursuing. No mountain too steep or dungeon too deep to send expanded remarks up to the top of the peak or beneath. They see you bleed, they come like sharks to it, while I swim in that money bin like Carl Barks drew it. So send your national parks druid, I'll send them home in a natural box with a closed top and most of the parts included. Save your breath for a cleric confessor. Death is a lesson and life is a tenured professor. But if you're seeking my official advice, sign on the dotted line and initial it twice.
Answer me, Josh!
Hello. I'm Tycho Brahe of Penarcade and PAX. I'm also a Minifest Hereward Drawn, CEO of Acquisitions Incorporated, but today I'm your friend, Jerriford K. Horcrims, and I'm here to run a game of Dungeons & Dragons for my friends, specifically these friends. To my right, Dragonborn narcissist, Dinar Blitzen.
Hi.
I practiced it all afternoon so that I would be able to recite these two words in order, and I'm very proud of myself. To the right of my right, repping the natural world, Walnut Dawn Grass Kakra!
It feels good. Feels good to throw one up. Wow. All right. Okay.
I gotta wring it out. I gotta get all the juice.
Speaking of wringing it out.
Yeah. Oh, now to my left, not your grandma's grandma, except in those rare cases where she is your grandma's grandma. Rosie Beestinger.
Bring it up, girl.
Whoa. Little magic.
Whoa.
Whoa.
My makeup. What? My makeup cloth here?
So that's where it went every time. Huh. Easy cleanup.
Incredible. That's the true magic. I'm saving time. To the left of my left, emerging as though from a mist shroud, Cthulhu Straub.
Oh, look at this.
Oh.
Oh, boy.
If you're wearing your VR headset. Oh.
Oh, shit.
Whoa.
you're projecting out far into normal space. Now, very quickly, gathered friends, if you would be so kind as to reduce your current hit points to 1.
No, I will not.
Hey,
I'm
Jerry?
not kind.
No.
Yes, Trist. Oh, yeah, excuse me. Yes, Walnut.
Thank you.
I have like 3. There's like, you have 3 polarities now.
Just keep adding more.
Yeah, let's get it. But what was your question, Walnut?
No, I just said no, as in I refuse.
Oh, okay, fair enough. You know what? Today is it's a win for you. No, you know what? Let's just do it. Why don't you keep your full hit points?
No, what?
Yeah.
What?
That sounds great.
It's gonna be good. Yeah, actually, give.
I'll neg you too if that's what you want. If that's what gets you off, it'll get me full hit points. I can do that too.
Here, give yourself 5 bonus hit points.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Oh, there we go. You're almost as nice as your sister.
Whoa.
Yeah.
All right.
If you smiled more, you'd be almost pretty.
You look real dumb, but you're not.
Yeah.
I
I don't know why everyone says that.
I feel so much better. Thank you.
This is what you want, Jerry?
Dude, anguish? No, I want less of that. I think everyone could use less. That's the goal. Let us begin our tale, our harrowing tale, with Cthristraub. So, as described at the fateful PAX East episode, God, fateful for like a million reasons now, looking back. But specifically in this particular context, fateful because it was the last time we had an opportunity to see these characters. We described the process as that of being, for lack of a better term, squozen.
Huh.
Through some kind of an aperture. Imagine a situation where, imagine a dark meat grinder, where every axis.
A dark meat grinder or a dark meat?
No, it's a specific grinder designed for dark meat. No, so imagine a situation where even non-physical aspects of yourself are pressure forced into an area smaller than can truly contain them. So it's a means of transit that seems inimical to life. It's a way of communicating something from one place to another that you would only invent if you didn't really care if they got there okay.
Well, we did though. I'm assuming that everybody experienced the same.
We will go into this.
Oh, okay.
So there comes a point during this process where the physical aspects of the transmission reach an intolerable, or at any rate, not an undesirable threshold. And almost effortlessly, it seems like the correct plan in that moment, although it should be established that it's possible that you are not thinking completely clearly. It seems like the simplest path is simply to become 3 smaller variations on Cthristraub and see if those are better able to be moved in this way. And it does seem easier for, let's call them X, Y, and Z, to be squozen through this conveyance, through this noodle press method.
All right. How did it come to me to do this?
It's a function of the pressure. It just comes down, and there seem to be neat cleavages along 3 easy lines. And so when you arrive through the end of this process, you are deposited on a grassy, like a pleasant grassy hill, and underneath your 6 distinct feet is a banner that says "Welcome." And as your feet come to rest here on the ground, you hear a sound that I'll just make it for you. And then tiny streamers and little flecks of foil rain down haphazardly upon the 3 tinier selves.
I cast Tomb of Levistus, so I take no damage. Immediately frozen in a block of ice. Safe.
Yeah, there's 3. I guess technically speaking, each of these entities has 1/3 of a hit point.
Say
for yes.
Okay, so I see that this exciting, these streamers come down, and I regard the other 3 or the other 2, and I imagine they also are regarding me.
Yes.
Do we differ in any way?
It's a simultaneous regard. And this is something that you have some experience with, even very recently. The concept that there are often a band, a range of Cthulhu's that even collaborate from time to time on projects.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You can crowdsource.
What others experience at this point as Cthulhu is just a confluence of almost identical overlaps across multiple parallel universes. 99.999% accurate.
Oh, so
it works.
Well, and we've described it. So is it a situation where at at certain times there might be a little shimmer?
Yeah, like if Cthulhu does something that they would genuinely not do, something very rare for them, maybe you'd see a little trail of one arm catching up. Those in those outlier moments is where you could see that. Generally, you'd never know. You'd never notice this.
Absolutely. If you would be so kind as to give me a perception roll.
I'm going to do it the old way. Always D&D Beyond. It's never been easier.
You're going to clip.
Oh,
see,
perfect.
This is the sound we like.
It's the sound that we love, but the number we don't. It's a 1.
Well, and Rosie is not here yet, so we can't take advantage.
I see the insides of my own eyelids, but 6 distinct lids, and I regard them.
Absolutely. All right,
as if
now
they were my own.
I like it. Now, Walnut.
What?
This process is experienced in a slightly different way by the nut.
Yeah, I hope so.
For the nut, it is as though you are traversing a malevolent forest.
Okay.
So imagine that you are go to choose one of your animal forms.
Wolf.
So imagine that you are being goaded by what?
No, I said wolf.
Wolf. You goose. No, I said wolf. So imagine that you are that you know in the hair of your neck that there is a pack of creatures pushing you forward, trying to get you into the kill the killing field.
Oh Lord. Okay.
And it's essentially it's as fast as this form can run, you are evading them.
Mm-hmm.
That is the situation, and we should navigate it, I believe, in a role playing context.
Oh, okay. And I feel like this is it like on all sides, coming from behind?
You feel like you are being pushed from behind.
Hmm. And what do I see in front of me? Just more force.
In front of you, you can see about with your like with these eyes, you can see a good 60 feet at a time. But it is these are massive, ancient trees. So the terrain here is substantial for the wolf nut.
So if I get the sense that they're tracking me, they already know where I am. As I'm running, I let out this like long, baleful howl, trying to call out to my my allies, trying to signal them. Do I hear anything?
You don't hear any. There's no response from. There's no response from the people you expect.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a almost like the same pitch and the same tone, but sung instead.
You know what? If I don't feel the malevolence coming from that, if I do a gut check and instinctually feel like, that's not what's chasing me, then I will navigate myself towards that sound.
Okay. Give me a so you get is it perception on just things that you can smell advantage, or is it any because I know that the wolf form is especially adept at the types of checks I often ask for.
I get hearing or smell.
Okay, that's what I thought. So please give me a please give me a perception check with advantage.
All right. So so close. First one sucked. It was an 11. But the next one, a 6 plus a 9. Nice. Got it. It's a 15.
Okay. So you are, it's like just almost involuntarily like a whine, like trying to find which of these which path through this old growth magic maze that's sprouting up around you, trying to find the voice on the way through. And there starts to be a inside the trees themselves, they each begin to as you pass them, you can hear them sort of creak apart and pull themselves up.
Mm-hmm.
So as your wolf form is passing near them close, they are rising and changing shape to hold the line behind you.
Oh, damn. The trees themselves?
The trees themselves.
Woo! I feel emboldened by this.
Marvelous.
I go faster if it's possible.
You go faster and faster until there is no more trees and even no more ground.
Oh, fun for me.
And after a rush of wind in the darkness, you are presented with something like its polar opposite. There are fully 3. Maybe it's too many, but there are fully 3 about half-height Cthulhu.
Oh.
all standing on a sort of like a welcome banner, and you don't know if it's like is it like a boat? Like, is that the only safe place to stand? But as you're basically projected from this other space like a bullet, and as you come into contact with the ground, you roll end over end into these Cathrisses.
Oh. Do they smell right, or does it smell like an imposter?
No, they ridiculously, improbably, you just have more Cathrisses now.
I love the idea of,
if anything, it's a plus.
3 tiny.
You want to have a
Cathrisses.
spare, right? You want it's like you open up like the trunk, and it's like you've got that space for an extra Cathriss type situation.
I in my wolf self, like write myself, look from each Cathriss to the next, trying to determine which one to greet, and then I just start licking all of them in turn. doing the happy dog tippy taps.
And is it a situation like we've seen in these videos where someone has returned from a long trip
Yes.
where they can't
Or
decide like which
jumping.
one?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like it might be a couple licks real quick, and then it gets distributed.
I don't know how long I was in that forest. It could have been an hour. It could have been an eternity.
Yeah. They say to Wolfnut, "Hello, friend," and then regard each other because we all, jinxed each other, and then like, haha, cute, but also angry that it's not original. Like, it should have been 3 cool things.
It was all the
Shouldn't
same.
be so determinist as that.
No
Damn
such
it.
thing as free will, Cathris.
Yeah.
No, it's true. All right, now, Rosie Beestinger. So you do not have the staff of the master in your hands, like in your possession. You are traveling through what looks like massive colored beams of infinite length. And you think that you are you appear to be standing on something like a dais. Like, it is about, let's see, it's about 3 feet across at its base, and it seems to encircle you, so that you are looking out from somewhere at these beams traveling by you at so fast that they seem like just solid lines.
When you say beams, are they like ceiling beams, or are they beams of light?
No, beams of light, essentially.
Okay.
Just sort of slipping and traveling between them.
Okay. If I like walk on the dais, does the dais move with me?
This sort of central space, as you walk, it retains its size and shape, but you can look out around. Basically, you can travel freely through these beams. Like, you can move around freely.
Okay.
Give me a perception roll, if you would.
Sure. I'd be happy to. 12.
There is a lot to take in here.
Okay. And I don't have my staff of the master.
No.
Is that the only thing that's missing?
Yeah. Everything else about yourself you recognize, except for the strange place you've
Okay.
been forced into.
So I look around, I take a few steps in one direction, I take a few steps in another direction, and I realize the staff of the master is not strapped to me anywhere, but even so, every few steps I check to see maybe if it's on my back, and it's not there. And the beams of light are so unnatural, and it's so disconcerting. Where we were and where we are now. I clutch my shawl closer around me, and my voice is kind of weak, but I call out, "Walnut?" And I walk toward the edge of the dais and I look out. Dinar?
Exactly. So
I feel naked. I'm not naked, but I feel it without everybody, without the staff of the master.
Absolutely. So when you say Dinar and just extend your awareness up and out from this place, you see a legitimately tremendous copper dragon.
Like flying underneath me, or
no? Like imagine just compressed. Like imagine a copper dragon flying through, like dive bombing a target.
Am I the target?
You are the target.
Oh boy. So I mean, if there's nowhere for me to hide, this dais it drops off to nothing, I assume. So then, my first instinct is to cuddle up like a pill bug, but if it's a copper dragon, then there's a part of me that thinks maybe this is Vars Malus, maybe this is Dinar, and I pull that shawl a little tighter, and then I do some like cool monk shit. And using thaumaturgy, which I think I have, that I almost never use. Yeah, I cast thaumaturgy, and I say, "Vars Malus!"
Oh, nice!
It is me.
Just project it. You just project it out.
Yeah, as loud as I can.
And it is loud, and it bounces around so incredibly harshly inside this place. Like it is at maximum volume and contained entirely in the place where you are. So you're yelling at yourself at a horrifying volume. And then you can see as its speed increases, you can see that this copper dragon seems to be asleep almost. And then as you call out to it, you just see a little like creep of a smile, like sort of like spread along the face. The next thing that you know, you come into contact with the ground and essentially tumble out. Like the first thing you're in this dark place. You're standing on this dais. You've been able to travel around it. Once it strikes the ground, you tumble out of the staff of the master.
Is the staff of the master very small, or am I?
No, it's the regular shape, but you know that it holds itself in the shape of a staff.
Right.
Just almost as a courtesy to others.
Okay. So my hair is kind of falling out of its braids and it's fun. And so I'm looking a little wild, worse for wear. But I tumble out and I land on my stomach and I see the staff of the master, and that's the only thing that is familiar to me.
It's right there, so. Yeah, and it is in fact driven into the ground. And about 15 feet to your left, you can see Wolfnut. You would recognize her anywhere. Drenching several Cathrisses in a row.
The relief I feel is unbelievable. I pull myself up to my feet on the staff of the master and I say, thank you, old friend, to my staff before I pull it up out of the ground.
Yeah.
And then try to like reconstitute the overconfident grandma as I use it as a walking stick to go over to Wolfnut and
So
the myriad Cthulhu.
it's like because she was alone, she allowed herself to feel the fear for a second.
Exactly. Yeah.
Cthulhu, you have fully two states, or Dinar Blitzen, you have fully two states that you can recognize. One, there was a pitched and strange battle against some kind of Omen clone or something inside of a sphere around the planar synchronous. There is a momentary discomfort, and then you are in another place, not really worse for wear, like tired, like you've been running for a bit, but not really disoriented, 2 feet planted firmly on the ground, arriving upright.
Okay. Where is that place?
I will describe it for you.
Yes,
you are standing at the top of a sunny, pleasant hill, and just behind you, down at the base of it, your friends, and more friends than you have had historically, are gathered together in a love configuration.
So I'm at the top of the hill and they're at the bottom of the hill?
It's true.
Okay. Well, it seems pretty nice at the top of the hill.
Yeah. This is obviously the place you would choose to go.
Place to be, yeah. So I'll call out to them. Hey. I feel like I haven't seen you guys in a couple months. I know it's just a minute ago, but it feels like months. Come up here, you rascals.
Do we hear this?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, he seems like he's doing okay.
And then I flop and enjoy the grass.
But there's rolling opportunities here like you haven't seen. I mean,
oh yeah,
this is some next level material. This is like a bowling situation, honestly.
I want to get cloud watch. What do the clouds look like?
Yeah.
What are they into? What are they doing?
Yeah. What are these clouds? What are these clouds about?
I'm looking for clouds that look like dragons. That's my thing.
All clouds look like dragons.
Yeah. Give me a perception roll.
Okay. Oh yeah, my back to Dinar with no perception. All right.
Not a cloud in the sky.
Ooh, 18.
It's overcast.
One big ass cloud.
It's the biggest dragon I've ever seen.
What a dragon! This is the greatest day of my life.
You're getting kind of a dragon vibe from a couple of these clouds.
Nice.
You think it's got a tail or a wing or something. Like you're like, yeah, I can see it.
I can be attracted to that.
Yeah.
So I'm happy. Nice sunny day. I'm seeing some dragon clouds, nice like verdant green hills. This sounds great. Do I feel the fact that I only have 1 hit point? Do I feel on the verge of death? Or was that a joke at the start?
No, you're Dinar Blitzen. I think that even at 1 hit point, you think that you can probably take some damage.
Well, yeah.
You're not right.
Yeah.
But that's how you feel.
No, but you feel, you're like, yeah. You feel like you just came out of the gym. Like maybe that's why you're tired.
Oh. Well, regardless, I'm going to heal myself then if I'm
First thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
If I wake up bleeding or internally, 1 hit point on the verge of death. So I do that. I boop myself.
Boop. Right there.
In front of God and everybody?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, no, I look for a bush.
Gotta find the bush.
Yeah. Where are there any bushes around? Or is there any
It's a cloud that looks like a bush, and you
tall grass?
satisfies you.
So if you go up there, then you can do it in private.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. If there's even just high grass, just something so no one can look at me. Because that prying eyes that's not for them. I only have a pool of 50, so I'll just say like I heal like 30 I'll save some.
I get 49.
I'm table talking this a little bit in that I will save some for the others.
Nice. This is paladin behavior.
Yeah,
that's sensible.
I don't necessarily wouldn't have reason to think you're as hurt as I randomly am, but I do.
Yeah.
I do.
From up here, you can look out over a substantial space, but it does seem as though there are firm edges to this landmass, and it's not surrounded by it isn't surrounded by water in the manner of a typical island scenario. It appears to peer completely out into empty space, and almost to provide a sort of exhibit A visual aid. A portion of this island takes this opportunity to be useful to us, and on some cleft that wasn't immediately visible, a chunk of it just drops away and begins to float out into the air.
Oh.
Seeing that big hill, I see the grass, right? I see that it is better over there.
No. Yeah. Yes, Walnut.
Okay, great. So I go and circle around Rosie, nose between her ankles, and then just try and slide her onto my back.
It works perfectly.
Yeah. Without a roll, it's just exquisite.
And then I'm a dire wolf, not just a regular wolf.
No, this is a whole lot of wolf.
And so then I go and like carrying puppies, I pick up each Cthulhu by the scruff of their neck and just start trotting up the hill.
Yeah, like everybody's getting ready to go to school or something.
Yeah, exactly. I got all my little ducklings, and I'm like, all right.
You packed lunch for everybody.
Cthulhu is the lunch.
Sure, you can eat 2
Free
of
course.
them.
There's 3.
Doesn't bug
Rosie,
me.
Dinar, Walnut. There we go.
Yeah. So you trundle your way up to the top of this, up to where Dinar is.
He cannot have high ground supremacy over me. Are you joking?
No. It's not. It's not
an
okay.
Advantage combat-wise.
Yeah.
It's
I
weird.
say, stop! I have the high ground. You've already lost.
I'm on fire. No, I'm joking.
But yeah, I mean, from up here, you can smell the grass. The thing that is odd about this place is that there's extra notes. There's extra information that should be here.
Okay.
You smell the you're only getting half of the band essentially. You don't smell any prey.
Okay. Well, okay, other than my party members.
Other than the delicious Cthulhu Draub.
Right.
Who you've eaten before.
Yeah, I was gonna say I ate part of them before.
Yeah, it's like this is
I got a taste.
in our yeah. Now you can't go without it. So, but no. Basically, like it's just straight up half of the information. Like all that rich spoilage, right? That spongy wood, those half-eaten stumps, rich with fungoids, crowned by mushrooms.
Yeah, man, keep going.
There's no.
So close.
You just want to put 2 paws down into the earth and just open up like a present. Just open up a rabbit's warren.
Yeah.
And you don't smell like it's an existential crisis for a wolf.
Yeah, I was gonna say when I get to the top of the hill and I've had this whole time for it to stir with me, I'm unsettled by how artificial it is, because it can't possibly be natural if that's the case. Like there's nothing to sustain the area that we're in.
No, exactly, and therefore evil.
So I toss the catharsis down at Dinar's feet, and instead of continuing to subject myself to this, I turn back into my regular elf self. Rosie's still on my back.
Right up top.
Yeah,
Real
Comfortable as a backpack.
like a little backpack. And I just go, I don't like it here. We got to go.
What?
But we were welcomed.
No. Something's wrong with this place. It's not natural.
Look at these clouds. They're awesome.
No, they're not. It's not real. This is surely some illusion.
How could this not be real?
What's the last thing you all remember?
I'll let all 3 Cathrises go first. How could this not be real?
So many ways.
One.
It's a wonder that anything is ever real.
There
Start
it is.
there.
I made a mistake.
The last thing I think we all remember was combat, and I assume that we have been knocked into one of these planes of existence that the Foundry had to offer its customers. Maybe this is like the show plane, and we can find like information on how much it is and
A model house.
square footage. Yeah.
A model plane.
Well, there you go. So Walnut is right. This is not a natural place. We just got to figure out how to get out.
Okay. Well, we don't have our oh my God, I'm going to remember the name of it.
Planar synchronous.
Planar synchronous. I was at planar funginoid. So
No,
You know
listen,
what? Knowing
That's it.
Barry,
all that does, listen, I mean, Kate, just actual Kate, not Rosie. You know that this is just because of my years of torment. I make people remember made up shit.
yep.
And then, it's not, if they can't remember it, that's to their credit, frankly.
It's better this way.
I think it advocates for them. Honestly,
so I don't have my planar synchronous.
no.
So-
It appears to have been left behind, or maybe is the aperture through which you arrived.
So I look at the party and I say, I don't have the planar synchronous. I am out of ideas. Rosie, please.
Cathris, weren't you able to banish a demon at some point?
I think so. Yeah, that had been done. I think that whatever I banish gets banished to its home plane of existence.
Well, there you go. Can you just banish all of us?
I suppose so. Sure.
I think that technically in this spell, you probably can't banish anything that's not a demon, but Rosie doesn't know that. So.
Oh, no, listen.
Really?
Sixty, I mean, obviously, I support you 100%. We got to play all the D&D we can.
Demons, but please feel free to correct me on that. It's been a while.
I send a creature. I don't know that I can't send isn't a
creature?
person a creature? Yeah.
Cool. Well, then
We're all creatures.
problem
Curious.
solved.
We were just in a fight. If we go back,
I think we lost the fight. If I had to guess.
I mean, I don't want to bring it up, but y'all look like shit. And there's
I
three.
look great.
You
There's
don't
3
look
of
that
him.
great
Yeah, you're
either.
full heal. If you go wolf form and back, you're full heal, right?
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, all right. But I still
That's
say
smart.
it anyway.
You look
Yes.
like
You
shit.
look like shit.
That's just how my face looks. It's nothing.
I mean,
I'm so I reiterate, but we were welcomed, and I want to look back at that banner and that confetti Did it make itself? This is what I want to know. Did it make itself just for me, for us, or has it been sitting there for decades?
This is it. This does not look new to you. This is pretty tattered.
Okay.
And it wasn't especially of premium manufacture to begin with. You don't think?
Well, how dare they?
You think that money was saved on this, Kithris? You think this was a nominal portion of the budget?
Ugh,
Yeah.
distasteful, rude.
If we lost, why are we all still alive?
Why they sent us to this kick-ass field?
It's like a consolation. It's like, sorry about the rest of reality, and we're gonna undo it. But got fluffy clouds, pretend grass and trees. Enjoy them.
Are we still alive? I try to crane my head around to look down at Walnut, really inspect her. I sniffer. Yeah, it just doesn't smell clean.
I smell like death, but not true death. So that's how you know I'm alive.
I would know if I was dead.
There's a reason I didn't ask you, Kithris.
Any of you?
No, if anything, there's now more of me living than ever before. I shouldn't feel good about it.
You're more alive than ever.
Are you always talking in triplicate, or is there one designated Kithris?
Let's say for the purpose of this, we are speaking in triplicate, but it's in unison. It's not exact. It's not like a perfect copy.
The intonation varies, but a
little bit, yeah.
The same.
Yeah. Sometimes there might be a different A instead of the sort of things, but you get it. It carries.
I love it.
Ugh. We got to fix this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that comes out as yes. Indeed.
The longer they're alive, the more they start to differentiate. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, the longer they're alive, the more they start to differentiate, and the more they come to feel that the others are threats, existential threats.
So Kithris is basically experiencing 3 simultaneous timelines before our very eyes that are slowly separating.
They're slowly deviating.
Great.
Exactly.
Oh, I like it a lot. What's wrong with that?
Oh no. Take it away. Jerry, take it away.
Yeah.
No, you can't. The door's open.
You want to try banishing me, Kithris? I'm game.
I can cast this spell on 2 creatures at 5th level here.
Pick your favorites.
So I could send a friend back as well.
Send one of yourselves?
Yeah, there's 2 of them right there, I guess.
Yeah. And then, we confer. And, as long as you bring that one back, then you can have the loner, Kithris.
The loner?
Certified, pre-owned. 110-point inspection. Nothing wrong with it.
If there's 3 Kithrises, they could cast the spell multiple times, right?
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
you only got to leave one of them back there. You could send
that work.
You can send the 3 of us and 2 of the Kithrises.
DM.
Yes.
I'm allowed to operate with this set of Kithrises as though they were individuals.
Yes. Now, that being said, if at some point you feel imagine blobs of mercury sliding toward one another and joining. If you ever want to explore that scenario and reduce the surplus Kithris, this is something that you could manifest. But yes, I think that it's funny to entertain doing it the way you've just described.
We could all, and then considering it I think that we could merge back. No. I don't know what. No, I don't want. Who goes for? I don't want to go. No, you don't have to go either. I don't want to do it. Who do we merge in? Well, if we do it all 3 at the same time, then it's all of us suffer and become the one again. No, I don't know if that's going to happen. The current belief
challenge to date.
The current belief in this group is that rather than it being all three being obliterated and then the Cthulhu where they stood, it's that two are going to be absorbed into the one, and so one must be punished with continued existence, and we can't. No man left behind. We have to know that that's not the case before we do it. Also, I want to cast banishment 6 times.
Okay, so and one of the banishments is being cast on one of the other Cthulhu's. Is that correct?
Let's do the math here. I think so. You can't banish yourself. I don't think.
Mm-mm.
So
Yeah, it's one other creature, I believe. But it's
yeah. So
No,
Yeah.
screw that. You know what? Pause this. Get Crawford on the line.
Yeah.
get J. Craw
this
out here.
is important.
Rule of cool. Keep it
Rule
moving.
of cool.
This is the rule.
You can do
that-
2. You could do it 3 times. That means you can get at least 6, but you can't do yourself.
No.
You can get the 5.
Some of the 2 of the Cthulhu's are going to cast as many as such to get us all out, and then one Cthulhu is going to have to stay behind and kick the other 2 out. That's how it's going to work. All right,
Okay,
done and done.
So
the
here-
elaborate ban.
Yeah. So
Assuming
here,
they all succeed.
yeah, true. So,
That's true.
but one of them
Don't
is
fight it then.
so it's just like they're just trying to. The social environment between these Cthulhu's started out as amenable, and it's gotten, now that decisions need to be made, it's gotten less and less okay.
It's like how you don't like somebody and everybody's like, God, you're just like them. You should be the best of friends. It's like Cthulhu is so annoyed by Cthulhu. I've never had to deal with them before.
Rosie leans down to Walnut and whispers so only she can hear. Taste of his own medicine. What's that?
So
What?
I said
Grandmother,
only
just
she
something to
could
say?
hear.
Got 6 ears.
That means that I didn't hear it 6 times. I got enough data to have heard it once. Okay.
but you're attempting to deploy a banish spell on one of the.
Yeah, who
on
wants
one
to
of
go?
the
Rosie is first. Okay, you got to succeed.
Okay.
If you fail the charisma saving throw, which
Well,
is
can I just choose not to make the saving throw since I'm a willing banish?
You can, but there's actually something that has to take place ahead of time.
Okay.
I need an Arcana. I need Arcana check.
From
Chris, Arcana check.
Christoph
okay.
Ganacek.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 18.
Nice.
So 5. So there you go.
As
I thought I was
you
going to get a 2.
as you begin to work the spell, begin to basically go through this process of power allocation.
Yes.
Before you finish its enunciations and the calculations required, you get the sense that something is very wrong, that something is not lining up with how you apportion power and then expect the result to occur.
God damn.
Oh, okay.
So basically, you're plugging in. It's like, have you ever had the experience where you basically, like, you think that you're like a crafty person, and then you bite off more than you can chew, when we're talking about something like voltage?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what Cthulhu is experiencing right now. You are pulling from something, and you are putting you're basically plugging the wrong thing into the wrong thing. And
It's not as easy as this.
No,
Yeah.
as you begin to draw and apportion this power, you think that the likely result of casting this the way that you know it will be to launch Rosie's skeleton out of her body at hundreds of miles an hour.
What is that metric?
We can't rule it out.
There's
As an
only
option.
look. I'll bring her back.
Like a bullet. You think
Okay,
you'd
so-
be creating a Rosie skeleton cannon from her body.
I've lived a long life. Very full life.
Yeah.
This
worth
is
a
how
shot.
she wanted to go.
But if that skeleton carries a message back to our home plane, it will have been worth it.
Engrave it on my bones.
No, so yeah, one of the Cathrissi is almost done casting, and then the other two go to stop them, and then that one that was casting says, "Nope, I saw it. I stopped. I saw it too." You're right.
Yeah, just basically like you did not like from a arcane perspective. You know, your knowledge of the is as near to perfect as anyone's. You have been subsumed by it before and swapped even, but whatever, it's like it's inverted here.
Yeah, I think
Like something fundamental about the operation of these forces here is not what you expected. Before, wait, please continue.
Oh, I just explained like this, maybe magic like this is not going to work properly here. It's like this is running under protected memory or something. Like this plane emulates a lot of magic and physics, but not all of it. And I don't want to, I'm going to give you a partial banishment. It wouldn't be good.
You banished her bones.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think banishment might just bones here.
I
got a feeling.
I lean over to Walnut like she's my doctor now.
Yes.
Do you think I could survive without bones?
No. Well, no.
Ask your doctor.
I did.
I don't.
But the bones will survive.
Exactly. Now, Dinar, I should emphasize something very quickly, and that is that you don't feel that way. You don't feel like your powers are hooked up wrong.
I was going to ask that because if I healed myself, then what I was going to say, what is my connection to Mars Malus?
You don't feel that way at all. In fact, if anything, you think you might have divine power to spare.
Hey.
Shadow Council, narrators, please.
Come on.
First break, if you can believe it.
No.
We'll be right back after we make a deposit at the potty hole and continue on with more Dungeons and Dragons thrills on the C team. Don't go anywhere. Hello. I'm Jennifer K. Horcrux, and welcome back to C teams. And under these circumstances, as I've established previously, the C stands for classic. It's a well-known scenario where you introduce another variant of a product and then swing right back to the original, just to remind you how much you've enjoyed it. In the past.
You release new Coke just so everyone gets all pissed off and clamors for classic.
Yeah, I just listen. I'm walking in the footsteps of giants. So, when last we saw our heroes, Cathris Draub, not one of them, but indeed all three of them, more or less simultaneously, were able to discover before a skeleton-related incident with Rosie Beestinger that that it might be that this plane, which of course the Shadow Council knows perfectly well to be the plane of retirement. It may be that this plane doesn't 100% simulate everything that we expect, and may not even be able to simulate the properly. Consider it. We now return to your Dungeons and Dragons game, now in session.
Okay, so wait, Dinar was, he's feeling good.
Yeah, I'm feeling good.
Why do you look so healthy?
Like too good.
I'm telling you, I've been saying it the whole time. This place ain't bad. I don't know what everyone's in a hurry to leave for.
You don't think that you've ever seen this type of scale definition? Maybe you have seen it once, Rosie. In the preparation, in the purification, preparation, and meditation chambers that sit high in Scala, you think that you have seen Dinar's freshest layer revealed. But pale, hardy, if anything, vigor to spare.
Yeah, Dinar. I kind of I'm so sorry, Walnut. I like nudge Walnut in an attempt to get her to move closer, like she's a mount.
Like with your ankles?
Walnut does not even think about it. She just moves forward.
So Walnut comes trotting up to Dinar so Rosie can get a better look.
Saunter.
Whoa. There's no trotting. There's no sauntering. You know she is a curmudgeon. She galumps, if anything.
Sorry. Rewind. Rosie and Walnut galump up to Dinar.
Thank you.
And Rosie kind of squints at him and says, "You do look really good. Like, better than usual. Cthulhu, come check this out. Dinar looks really good."
I
Huh.
wish I could return that compliment. You, all of you,
It's
look.
just how
gross.
the face is. It's
Yeah.
just how this face is.
You have a gross face. Maybe I can lay on hands your face better.
Do I have to get
Focus
the with you?
Dinar would palm Rosie's
Yeah.
face like a basketball. Like it's
I do that. Because if everyone's hurt,
He said doo-doo.
I do. I poop that. I have 30 left. Intentionally going to go 10 per, but if Walnut is fully healed after going wolf and back.
Yeah, and I also have like 5th level cure wounds.
Okay. All right.
I'm also a, badass.
Cool.
Also don't need health.
I am health.
I've been dead the whole time.
I stay dead.
I'll give Rosie 15.
Yeah.
Hey.
Tasty.
God, that's gotta feel good.
Oh, it feels great.
Does she look
Yum,
better?
yum. No, I still look like shit.
I say as much. You still look like shit. Sorry.
Thanks. But why?
Grandmother.
I did my best.
Thanks, Grandma. I tried.
There's only so much you can do.
It's the thought that something, and then I flop in the grass.
All right, Rosie, what does that put you at?
16.
I thank you, D&D Beyond. This is amazing. Cure wounds at the 4th level is 4d8 plus 5, so that's 30 HP.
Whoa, all for me?
All
Wow.
for you.
Thank you.
I look at Dinar and I just give him a little like, huh. But I know he doesn't care.
And he doesn't
Dinar also still has 1 hit point, right? Or did you
No.
lay your hands?
He topped himself up.
Oh, okay.
care.
He
Yeah.
handled himself first.
Yeah.
Like,
This is what's left.
That's true gentleman.
Daddy gotta
Take care of
eat.
himself first. Okay, so I'm feeling great now, and I look around. I'm like, yeah, maybe Dinar is right. This place isn't so bad. What are we going back for anyway?
No. This is
What would we
not.
do here? There's nothing here.
Yeah, I have a wife to get home to.
Wow,
I'm
whose
just
fault is
like
that?
laying in the grass like a dog, like wiggling on my back.
Don't roll in that. Do not roll in that.
Do you get that stink on there?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What about all of our families? What about all of our jobs? What is wrong with you people?
We'll go back we were in the middle of a fight. Look, here's what I say. Let's just take a minute, enjoy the fresh air, maybe take a rest, top off, look at more clouds, see if we could see more things in clouds. And we'll get back when we get back.
No.
Why do your powers work here?
Why don't yours work here?
Miliki, did your health, your healing also worked here?
Yes. Although we can't. Let's see. If Dinar's powers are working, yours aren't. Dinar did this to us. Dinar,
Your powers are working. You did this to
that's
us.
beside the point. I know I didn't, and you can trust that.
I cast Zone of Truth.
Nice.
Did you do this?
I have no idea. Maybe it's possible.
Dude, that's the least satisfying zone of truth in history. Maybe, I guess.
It's honest.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah,
Did you do this?
She's not lying.
Who did this? Could be anyone.
Maybe it's anything. Maybe the issue is this: spells that would remove us require. It's like administrator access. Like you can't run. That's not going to work. To continue the metaphor, but other spells might work, just not one that lets us leave.
I see.
All right. I stand up and I dust my pants, dust the grass off. Fine. If y'all want to go back to your planes and your wives,
Just the one plane.
we could go
Just the
look
one wife.
around.
One wife. You've got a wife to get back to too.
I know
Dinar.
I got a wife to get back to. And maybe I just want a little time to Dinar. But okay, Rosie, let's go back to our wives. Okay.
What borders this plane? So you described like a circular area that just ends. A part of it flew off.
Exactly, like something. So from here and the welcome mat conceptually, this is gentle rolling hills. You've sort of seen something, some portion, and not a small portion, of it shear off and then float out into nothing. But there is a substantial amount of this terrain ahead of you. You don't actually see it cut off. It's more of these small hills, and indeed in the distance. Let's say north is the direction. You can see what looks like a wisp of smoke sort of rising up between the sort of overlapping hills in the distance.
Great.
We should check out that wisp before we do anything else.
You don't want to combine, maybe?
Looking at the other ones, we're still thinking. We want to still think about it.
We can give you some
still thinking about it.
privacy if you don't want to combine in front of us.
It's not that. It's just I don't know whether or not it would be a good. We just don't know what it would do. I don't know what it would do either. And essentially,
It's a situation, Rosie, where you want to like hold up that shawl and be like, "Oh, just get behind here," and then
it's like you're a kid changing a bathing suit at the beach.
Yeah, exactly. Just join back here. No one can see you. It's fine to join back here.
I'm a fan because I like Chris having to roleplay 3 Cathrisses. So let's continue.
That's what we want, and and it's one show, technically speaking, but we get 3 times the value.
Right.
So I squeeze my ankles ever so gently into Walnut's ribcage, aiming her shoulders toward the wisp of cloud smoke.
That is a bridge too far, and I shrug you off, and I say, "Oh, it is. It's so important to stay active in your later years,
Yeah,
grandmother."
Osteoporosis, yeah.
Rosie knows that was a little too far. She was just seeing if she could get away with it. So she happily lands, dexterously on her feet, brushes herself off. She's like, "When you're right, you're right."
Everyone's so amenable on this plane. I love it.
Yeah, it's a plane where you can let your hair down. 2 things. One, if at any point we require a canonical term for this configuration of Cathris, I am going to suggest Cathries.
Oh, that's very good.
That's good.
That's not on the sheet. That's right off the dome. So
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Triplets is a little hard to say.
Yeah, that's what I was
that's
going.
great though.
I was also going
I might
X-Thris, Y-Thris, and Z-Thris.
Zethris.
Oh, dude, that's even better. Zethris.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like that 90s, that mid 90s
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Image Comics.
Stream.
Yeah, it's got to be
Chromium cover.
yeah, variant covers.
Yeah.
But for your purpose, Walnut, I would like to have a perception roll.
Yeah, I bet you would. All right, I'll do it. You know what? For you?
If you don't,
No, I'll do it. You know I love doing it with this big bonus. And I love making this, it's a 25.
Nice.
Whoa.
Dirty or natural?
It's a natural 25.
natural. Yeah, it's a natural 30. It's an unnatural 30.
I was raised under power lines, okay?
So there were waves. So
there's a 5G tower in my backyard.
Please stop.
And I didn't get any powers. Not like Tommy. So Tommy can throw up whenever he wants. So if you know at a fundamental level, you are granted an awareness.
Yes.
Of what is just beyond this like aggressively blue sky.
Okay.
And you can see a massive cosmic bestial incarnation of Maleth hammering at just beyond where this placid sky melts away into blackness. You know that when she was kept, you did what you could. And you know that this is happening at the cosmic scale now. You can't see it, but you know that divine labor is being enacted.
My ears droop like a dog's. And as we're walking to this horizon, I put my hands down to the three little Cathrisses, and I say, I want to point it out to them without revealing it to the rest of the group. But I say, isn't the sky so blue, so blue and so clear, and so makes you just feel small in comparison, doesn't it?
Very small. What was that, a perception roll?
Mm-hmm.
It was.
Let me see if I can see it too. I'm rolling pretty good. What is my, so 16 plus?
I rolled a 16.
So 20, dirty 20.
Ugh.
It's not what we like.
20 is sufficient.
Sufficient?
No, for that's yes, a joke. I'm saying that in order to partake in this vision and this awareness, there is at a cosmic scale, divine battering ram doing what it can to dismantle this plane.
Ooh, okay. Aha. Very small. Why are we not? Then
I look up too. This conversation's fascinating.
Then to Walnut, but internally, why are you trying to keep this a secret from? Who are we hiding this from?
Walnut says, I don't want them to think it's my fault.
I don't think it's your fault. I think the goddess is returning the favor.
Walnut, what'd you do?
You guys look. I've been saying the sky is great since we got here.
Cathris, you were too obvious.
Yeah, this is the outlier Cathris. two look up and are like, and the other one goes, oh my God, Malith.
Walnut says, I didn't do anything. She's trying to help, I think. I hope. Looks like it.
Listen, all I know is that little puff of smoke over there might hold the key.
Yeah, or she'll break through and save us, and in the meantime, we'll find a nice tavern to sit and enjoy ourselves in the meantime.
Waiting room.
Now you're talking. I'm glad you're on board with looking at the sky. You're on board for sitting around. I'm glad you finally all got on my page.
Well, now I don't like the idea.
As I look up, I remember that I saw what I presume was Vars Malus dive bombing me just before I got here.
Yeah, in a casual, like he was flying business class. You know, it's easy.
And I say as much to Dinar. I spin around and I like, by the way, you need to have a talk with your god. There was, I think, a very high speed pursuit going on mere moments ago, and I don't know why I was the target of it, but it sure seemed like he had a bone to pick, and I haven't done anything to piss off any dragon gods lately. So
where? When?
He was inside the staff of the master. I came tumbling out of it.
What?
Yeah.
You have as much information as I do.
It sounds like your staff was just showing you what you wanted to see.
I guess that's possible.
Why would he be in your staff?
I don't know. And I'm
stuff to do. He's out there making moves.
Making money moves. As we're walking toward this wisp, but I hold the staff of the master out in front of me as though to show Dinar, like, see, he was inside of this.
I look really close try to look inside it.
You don't see anything.
I don't see anything.
That's so dumb. I love it.
One Cthulhu is kind of hesitantly listening to this. The other two are like marching toward and are beckoning the third because it's like, come on, they'll follow. Be decisive.
Dude, that's peer pressure. They're peer pressuring the third Cthulhu. There's a whole social dynamic emerging here.
It's just our thing. It's just what we do.
I shake it. I shake the staff of the master. Like, don't play coy, Vars Malus. I know you're in there.
Yeah, at least one of our gods is doing something to help. And I point up, and then I just keep walking.
Here, so Dinar, your back essentially is. It's like, do you remember that one time where you had that scale rash? Like when you were 14. And it's like, and you couldn't go to school. It was like
shingles.
Yeah. It was like that. You feel like maybe the scale rash is back.
Yeah. Well, I'm embarrassed.
Like inside, underneath, like right there at the shoulder blade.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, it's a maddening. It's a maddening itch.
Well, then I keep arguing. I don't see anything in your staff. You put us here, Walnut. And then I try to scratch my back.
So you reach in underneath that plate and start to work at those.
Do I have
at those tender sores?
Do I have my sword?
You mean buckled?
Or yeah. I mean, I've got a toothbrush, right?
Yeah. Typically, you have toothbrush buckled.
I use toothbrush.
Oh, just to reach in there.
Yeah.
You hurt yourself.
Well, but do I get that itch though?
Like it isn't that it isn't the type of itch where it's like you have to scratch it and like make it feel bad before it feels good. When the toothbrush catches one of the leather straps, of the breastplate, and on the right side over your back, a gleaming wing shoots out
Oh.
on the right. And it's like I don't know if that's cool or if that's like embarrassing. Because it would be very hard to hide. Hopefully he thinks it's
I don't
cool.
know how he would react.
This is what I mean. Let's figure out.
He would
let's
wait
figure
to
out-
see what everyone else did.
So I'm actively arguing with you, so I definitely noticed this happening right away. Like, yeah, case in point.
Pretty cool, right?
I mean, two's cool, one's weird.
Damn it. I go. God, she's right.
Cool, right?
No, and like
Start pawing at my other shoulder.
no, and the control is not good. The control, it's like all of a sudden if there was a new arm underneath your other arm, it's like slack in places where you want rigidity. Likewise, rigid in places where, optimally speaking, it would be slack.
Oh no.
Oh. Well, now I'm trying
Classic new arm syndrome.
to. Yeah.
Tilting halfway closed.
Well, I'm nothing if not a stickler for symmetry, so I'm banging on my other shoulder blade now. Like, I don't want to be all lopsided while I walk.
The breastplate opens like a clamshell, and there is a wing on the second side that is about half the size of
Ah, crap.
Oof, that's worse.
Ooh, looks great, bud.
It is worse. Stop.
They're just like coming out from underneath the tabard.
When I stop itching, I don't want any more wings.
We're wing shaming you.
Yeah, I don't want any more. I got doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna stop at 2.
How many now?
He just covers his own eyes. Oh.
Yeah.
He covers his own eyes with 2 tiny wings. Oh,
Oh no!
No, my fingers are wings. They're wingers.
That got her.
Yo, yep, she's out. She's out for the game. She's
Just log off, bud.
Oh fuck!
Yeah.
Oh shit! Okay.
reconsider this.
Well, now I'm on board. We should leave. Weird things are happening. I don't
That's what
know.
I'm
everything's
saying.
gods don't work.
Well, get
here.
your god to fix it. She's up there causing it. Make her stop.
She's trying. What's yours doing? Giving you a terrible makeover?
He wouldn't do this. This is the staff doing it.
Now we can agree on something. Rosie, you got to ditch the stick.
What? Absolutely not!
It's probably the her.
I
You know
clutch
what?
it. I clutch it. I start running faster.
It's the You know, the has been nothing but problems. We haven't. Maybe it's your god.
The third Cthulhu that was lagging behind is running toward the other 2 and goes, "No, it's not.
Yeah. See, look, he's running away. They did it. Let's get them.
Nope."
Historically, you've liked it when you turn into a dragon, right? This is a cool thing. I from way ahead of
These
you
look
yelling this.
cool. One's all big and one's all.
No.
It's very much. It's like
See?
it's like an awkward, like a 13-year-old dragon. Like it's not good.
Mm.
Wings haven't popped yet.
It's a phase.
It's a phase.
Yeah, girl,
Are we at the
Emblem.
smoke yet, Jerry? Oh my God, we've been walking for hours.
Maybe that's the problem.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe it's
Arguing with each other, blaming each other's gods.
Kill the smoke.
It's the smoke's fault.
The true enemy of the C team this whole time.
These hills ultimately give way to a. You can sort of see between a couple of them. It reminds you of the Sumber Hills in the Desserin Valley in some ways.
Mm.
Maybe purposefully. It could be you know who paid for this island, and so it might be that there's a reason for it.
Mm.
But there begin to be paths between them that filter out into a a clearing and a small, what looks like a small village. It looks like there are a couple. You know what it looks like?
What, Jerry?
Well, Rosie,
Let me imagine something.
let me tell you.
A dark village.
No, quite the opposite, which is what's strange. It looks like a ski chalet in summer.
Oh.
So it's just like a ghost town, essentially. Like it's ready for another time.
Okay.
We don't see any life anywhere.
No, you see, as I said, it seems like there's a few small inns here. Like it's designed to hold a few people.
Okay.
But the inn that's past a small square with a fountain that is not currently in operation. There is that seems to be the one that is occupied by someone.
Does it have a sign with a name on it?
It doesn't.
Can I cast Divine Sense?
Yes.
I do that.
You're trying to sense good and evil?
Yeah. I just want to, I mean, we're walking into a town. We're in a
You want to be ready.
plane. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do that.
Okay.
What do I sense?
You don't sense any particular spikes of good or evil. I mean, I'm trying to remember if I have divine sense. From
You sense divine. They make wine here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Boo.
Oh yeah.
Love it.
I just
Divine
know
sense.
the location of good and evil. You can sense anything by the hallowed spell. You know the location of any celestial fiend, undead.
Yeah. You're not picking up. It isn't. The needle is not really moving. Here, there's no fiends or angels. You feel confident that there's no extremes of good or evil in your immediate vicinity.
Okay.
Yeah, take
All
that,
right,
everybody
yeah.
else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I say that. All right. It's deserted. Nothing but cowards in here. Pick a side.
I sense relativist good and evil. Like I need to know. Traditionally, not an actual good or evil, but like somebody who's got a bad, like, not my interest at heart. The two Cathrisses are beyond my control at this point. There's something about this absence of the has, galvanized them. It's like we're masters of our own destiny. We throw this yoke off, and the other Cathriss is just like, how easily the facade comes down. This is so disappointing. Surely they're corrupted.
We should have a situation where they try to set up they try to start a small business here in town.
In winter is probably hopping. Yeah, right now this would be the time to buy. I want to approach this inn. I don't care who's back there.
I'm on your heels because I'm trying to keep the staff of the master away from Dinar.
Okay.
I'm following because it seems like the thing to do.
Yeah. So
Casting apathy sense to see if I can catch any other one in the middle.
you do actually
Whoa!
an intense spike.
Oh, jeez.
Apathy. No. So it's sort of inside. You sort of like the door is not entirely closed even as you arrive at it. And the as you push it open, Cathriss, the inside looks like it is it looks like it has been tossed by organized crime. There's various books that all seem to be sort of like written in the same hand, open around. There's bottles both of an alchemical nature and a alcoholic nature.
I note to myself before I can stop myself that this looks like sloppy work.
Yeah, it's not pro. Frankly, it's not pro. And these things, the thrust of the room sort of gathers itself together, sweeping toward the hearth where the last of the bottles to enter your awareness, clearly drained of its contents, and there is a hand, a left hand, clutching it, and there is a body sort of draped, almost like it looks. There's an interpretation where the person is actually holding onto this bottle like an anchor for safety, like a buoy or something.
I want to assess those life signs. Is this poisoned or is just knocked themselves out? Who is this? Roll them over.
It's worth investigating.
Investigate it.
Yeah, it is
Roll.
Omenifus Hereward Drawn, CEO of Acquisitions Incorporated.
But today,
And his right arm from the elbow down is gone.
Oh.
Blood then?
good thing
All
he's
over the place?
left-handed.
He's not.
He is now.
Yeah. It
Dinar,
all
you know
clicks.
what his hand looked like. Search for that object.
I'm on it.
See if we can find that hand.
I go find object, and I picture his right arm, Omen's right arm.
How many red arms are in the area?
Yeah.
Rosie
Yep.
pushes past all the tiny Cathrisses, and is he dead? Like, is he dead?
So you is that actually a spell that you cast, Dinar?
I mean,
At Cathris's direction?
sure. Yeah.
It might work.
It might
I mean,
work.
you have
I mean,
the chiral opposite to look at.
does it look like it was like cut off and like he lost it in battle a while ago? Is he looking haggard? Like, haven't seen him in years?
There is a clean bandage on it.
Oh.
Fresh.
Yeah. No, I mean, if Cathris says that out loud, yeah, I will cast it.
Yeah, you find what's left of it in the fireplace.
Found it. It's over there.
I look at it, think briefly for a moment of eating someone else's arm.
It
The
did
thought
happen.
passes.
It did happen the one time.
I'm taking Omen's pulse. Like, is there anything there?
There is.
Okay. And I start slapping his cheek. Omen, Niffy, wake up. Wake up.
And I go, that's too gentle for him. And I just fucking haul off and smack him. And I say, get up, you monster.
He stirs from this grim state and tries to scoot himself back, put his back sort of up against the stones that make up the bottom of the hearth, and he tries to adjust using his left hand to make a seat of the stone hearth in front of it, and he says, "Oh, this again."
Again?
Again?
I need a raise.
Sure. You can have the whole thing.
Nice.
Rosie's got
Good
the staff
job.
of the master at the ready because we remember seeing Omen figures during this last fight, right? Like, Omen is our enemy.
Yeah, outside the edge of the edge of that sphere,
Yeah.
there is an assortment. It's like the sort of pack that you would get during Easter of an otherwise exotic candy. It was an opportunity to save.
I kneel down, like crouch down, and I pull out my documentsy ledger, and I open up to one of the pages where I got very scribbly writing sent to me. and I hold it up. I look at him, and I just go, I'm going to give you one opportunity to answer this with a yes or no. Is this your horrible handwriting? And I want to stress, it is horrific.
He leans with some effort at control to lean in. I'm trying to think. Oh, this is about him suggesting that. This is about him suggesting that he didn't tell you things that you needed to know.
This is just wanting to know
if a tragic backstory.
Wanting to know if he was the one that was communicating in the shaky hand, because that's the only one that's ever been helpful.
Mm-hmm.
He eyes the date and he says, "This one isn't me."
Damn it.
Well, I close the book. And I go, yeah, all right, well.
He says, "So we're good?"
We are definitively not good.
Yeah, I got a raise.
Yeah, you just inherited all of Acq Inc. Congratulations. Doesn't do you any good if you can't get out of here.
There's no more Acq Inc. for anybody else. So, Dinar, you got to decide. Heavy lies ahead.
Are you drunk?
No.
Head is heavy.
No.
I snatch the bottle and I look at what he's drinking.
Alcohol.
It says alcohol on here.
He's drunk with blood loss. Disgusting habit.
Omen, why are we here?
He pushes the Documancy ledger out from in front of him, and he says, "Why would I write that? You're the only one of these people I like."
Hey,
none taken.
I own Acquisitions Inc. You can't talk to me like that.
Here, who knows Elven?
I do.
Yeah, I do.
I do not.
He says in almost like an old enclave oath, he says, "The blood will not endure a lie."
Walnut.
It's old school, grandma shit.
Walnut falls back and it goes sallow, and goes from "Well, he is nothing for me, let's murder him," to "I would die for him."
Oh.
And she goes, "Oh my God, Omen, what happened to you? What can we do? How do we help you?"
Booby.
He's like, "Well, where do we start? I guess I should welcome you to your eternal summer place." And he gestures out the window. He says, "Welcome to the play retirement." And he grabs the bottle of alcohol from you, Rosie.
Oh yeah? Make a skill check.
Yeah, you bet. Let's do it.
Fucking, all right, I'm going to do...
Oh, no. He listen, you do yours. You do
right.
yours.
I'm just doing a straight up strength back here.
No.
I got a 9.
Okay, dude, he pulls it away. This is not a great roll. I only have a 12.
Ugh.
But he gets it, and he sees...
I have a -1 to my strength.
And he says, "Woo!" And he throws it through the window.
Wow.
Yeah, this is great.
That was perfectly good alcohol.
That's not even your mouth. That's a terrible shot. He's in a bad way.
I
go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, well, is this still all in Elvish?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, the woo and all the rest of that's common.
Woo crosses boundaries.
The second it was
woo's universal.
The second it got all Elvish, Dinar was like, boring.
Check out. So
I walk over to the fire and I kind of kick at his arm and I go, "Why is your arm in the fire?"
And basically you kick it around there and it's just underneath.
Just kind of toe tap it.
Well, exactly. No, just underneath the ash. You tap it with your toe and it shakes away some of the extraneous ash, and you can see the you can see the plate gauntlet. Already dark, but blackened further by the fire. And he says, they didn't want me signing any more contracts. I can't imagine why.
How did they leave?
So the idea, and of course, Kithris, you'll be overjoyed to know that we spare no expense. But there should be many ways out of here. But you tell me, how did you get here?
With a planar mushroom. What is it?
Fungaloid.
A fungoid. Yeah, absolutely.
It's a round thing.
The hoop.
Planar
Yeah.
synchronous.
Magic.
Write things down.
He looks at you, and his eyes grow heavy lidded for a moment. Rosie, they sort of like bounce closed and then open, and he says, "Don't stop making shit up." So, listen.
Excuse me?
I would say that this plane is typical of design by committee. Everybody got a chance to put in cool stuff. Hope you enjoyed the hills out front. He says, when you make these things, there's supposed to be a bunch of ways in and out. That's part of the design. But none of those ways work anymore.
What's an example of one of the ways you've tried?
Well, he says there were active bridge portals out of here. And now there are no active bridge portals out of here.
Mhm.
Also, and he sort of gestures around at the floor, at the mess, and it's hastily written, looks like a series of journals. In some cases, these are existing books where the space around the letters or between the letters has been filled in with a second parallel book. He says, plus, I have to reinvent magic, I guess. So it's been a great time.
Rosie gets real close to Omen, like real close. Starts like pulling the eyelids open to examine the eyes. And she says, not for nothing, but I happen to know that if you don't want someone signing documents anymore, you don't leave them alive. Why are you alive?
I think that is something, strictly speaking, and I get it. I'm impressed that they pulled it off. That's something they can't do. The document, the shared document, and you have a copy of this document, Walnut, in your satchel. That's something that they couldn't do. This is an Asmodean contract. It's red hot. It is sealed top to bottom.
Asmodeus, of course.
They can't do that. Oh, I can handle Asmodeus. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this face is, Rosie.
Call me when you've had to kiss the ruby rod, Omen.
Grandmother, please. You said you'd never speak of it again.
He says, so this is it. This is what it's going to be like. This is how it is now forever. So we can fight about it as long as you want, or we can each choose an inn and just try to stay out of each other's way. At 3 distinct times of day, something edible materializes on the table in the inn. It all tastes exactly the same, the bread and the meat. It's one thing. And then I swear to God, the water also tastes like the same stuff.
I get up in his face and I go, what could they have possibly done to you that would turn you into this? What could they have possibly done? Because it's not taking an arm away and it's not feeding you the same mush. What could they do to turn you into the pathetic person I am currently looking at?
I think that after they kill your daughter, the fight goes out of you a bit. And he is doing his best to maintain an upright posture.
He's got you there.
But that
When did
certainty?
When did she die?
He says, don't fuck with me about this.
You'll know when we're fucking with you, Omen.
Will I?
No, he's not supposed to know that. He shouldn't. If he knows, then we're doing a bad job.
No, because I'm very bad at it, Cthulhu. Now listen, Omen, I think that if Certainty had died, we would have heard something, right, Walnut?
Yeah, we definitely would have. She's not dead.
I can tell you, yeah.
She's been in touch.
As the head of Acquisitions Inc., we saw her not that long ago.
All right, well, the paperwork's not finalized on that.
You heard him say it.
It's a verbal contract.
Yeah. And I don't like back talk from my employees. Now, Omen. We saw Certainty.
No, here, hold on. Real quick. He knuckles under. He knuckles under the draconic voice.
Really?
Like his neck softens just the tiniest amount.
Oh, geez. He really is a beaten man.
I hate it.
Yeah, we've seen her, Omen.
When?
She contacted us just not long ago.
It feels like months.
When did we see her in person before the game? It wasn't that long before.
It was when the network went down.
It was right before. You saw her at the Drawn and Courtier.
Yeah.
Saw her at the Drawn and Courtier.
Yeah, because they were
she had 2 briefcases.
Yeah. So a couple weeks ago?
Something mysterious and alchemical begins to build and take shape in his facial expression.
Rosie she's oblivious to this, and she keeps reciting more details of the encounter with Certainty. She's like, Walnut, she was making an alternate network, right? Like she had a new communication network that she was trying to spin up. This is all real. This all really happened.
He's just like, it's like the anime eye that sort of like vibrates rapidly between the 2 frames.
Yes.
There's like the sparkle emoji on each side. And he says, that's my girl. A parallel network?
Yeah. She's no dummy.
Does Documancy work on it?
Only one way to find out, I guess.
And he begins to sweep around with his hands on the tables inside the inn, seeking another source of delicious beverage. Grabs one, pulls it back, immediately thinks differently of it, sets it back down, tries to find another, thinks he might have done so, turns to face the party and says, well, she pulled it off. I mean, it makes sense. Her mom is Timora. Shadow Council, may our labors please you. next time, we will get into some of the particulars, perhaps, of this novel parentage.
Yes.
But I should announce that there is a 2-week break for the next 2 weeks. I don't have to explain it really much, do I? It's just the next 2 weeks.
Next 2 weeks.
But it sounds like the Shadow Chancellor wants to spend some of that time getting to know you better, and there is every possibility that we will drink scotch on stream and answer your questions about the show and its production. But may our labors please you. We're just going to go on a brief break. We'll come back for some table talk. Don't go anywhere.